Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Like, it's one of those, it's back to what I was talking about a few episodes ago, where, like, something can be cheesy, like, really uncomfortably cheesy, and I love it because it just works.
Oh, totally.
This one, and this goes back to the difference in the cheese.
Okay,
Sarah.
okay, but do we like this?
I do like this.
Okay, I liked this too, so it would be a high rating of cheese.
Right, that's a good cheese.
It's a good cheese.
That's a lot of cheese,
Okay.
but it's good quality cheese. Okay? Dress-up montages most of the time. That's a high quantity of cheese, low quality of cheese. So I rank
so it's
that
the
lower.
quality of cheese.
I rank the quality of cheese.
No, see, I rate the quantity of cheese.
Oh, see, I rank both quantity and quality. Because you can have a movie with a low amount of cheese, but the cheese that you get is high quality. That's some good ass cheese.
Oh my God, I can't.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
You made it here. You love romantic comedies. We do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have
Hope Floats.
And if you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and ways you can reach out to us at Romcom Rewind on Instagram, TikTok, and you can email.
And we will be making an email account.
So you can actually send us
Emails.
more things there. On Instagram, though, Catherine reached out about our most recent movie, Letters to Juliet, saying, "This is egregious, and I can't let this stand." Sarah, you said Shakespeare only wrote tragedies. Facepalm emoji. We need to fix this. You already did 10 Things I Hate About You, which is based on the Shakespearean comedy Taming of the Shrew. But if I could, Catherine suggests doing Whatever It Takes, which is a raunchy teen rom-com that's based on Midsummer's Night Dream, which, would argue, is the OG rom-com, a la Shakespeare.
I know. You know what? I sent Catherine back a facepalm of myself.
How
because,
dare you, Sarah?
Yeah, I know. No, and you know what? It's true. It is true. He did not only write tragedies. He wrote a lot of tragedies, though. Like, let's be honest.
What's the breakdown here? Is it like 80% tragedies?
Oh, God, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look at the whole catalog of Shakespearean plays now. I feel like I have to.
I was about to
you
say,
know?
I'm trying to corner you into an answer
I know.
so that Catherine
I'm
can
not.
come back
I'm
and
not. No, I'm not going to do it. But, you know,
and you know what else Sarah said?
when I made that comment, I was thinking of Romeo and Juliet, Othello, Macbeth. Like, I was thinking of all those stories that we read.
Forced us to watch.
Yes, or read.
Or read, yeah.
In high school. But yes, he did write rom-coms.
The OG rom-com.
The OG
And some
rom-coms.
comedies.
I agree, Catherine. I completely agree.
Hope Floats is a 1998 romantic drama inspired by Shakespeare's play. No, I'm kidding. I don't think it's a Shakespearean adaptation. It's directed by Forrest Whitaker, though.
It is.
How fascinating.
So cool.
Hope Floats is the story of Bertie Pruitt, Sandra Bullock. Bertie discovers on a national TV talk show that her husband Bill has been cheating on her with her best friend. So Bertie, along with her daughter Bernice, travel back to her hometown of Smithville, Texas, to kind of get their bearings a little bit. They stay with Bertie's mother, Ramona. We also meet a very young Harry Connick Jr. as Justin Matisse.
I don't think there's an emphasis on Justin. I think it's just Justin.
Justin Matisse. It's a French last name, no? So it would be Justin.
Oh, okay.
No, it's definitely Justin
It
Matisse.
definitely is. Yeah, yeah. I was going to let it slide, but...
Yo, Justin and Bertie previously had a crush on each other in high school.
We think so, yeah.
Oh, we definitely...
Well, definitely Justin.
He for sure had a crush on her,
Definitely.
but they shared a first kiss, so there must have been something.
True.
And that's maybe the lead-in for our movie. It's very much, we meet Bertie, and just calamity strikes her family and herself, and now she's picking up the pieces in Smithville, Texas.
Yeah.
Come on now, Bertie. Go ahead and take off your blindfold. Oh, my God. Connie is your best friend, and she told us that she loves you very much.
I love you, too.
And the last thing that she wants to do is to hurt you in any way. Connie?
Bertie, Billy and I are having an affair.
Sometimes when you're starting over,
Don't look back, sweetheart. It's bad luck.
there's no place like home.
You look just awful.
Well, I feel awful, Mama.
Well, you look it.
I saw you on television. Really? I taped it.
We got to see it twice, once Central, once Mountain.
Okay, so I think this is the funniest way to start a rom-com. Like, funniest and most tragic.
Yeah.
Like, I feel so bad for her, but at the same time, I'm like, that was really creative. Like, the
Very
writing for
uncomfortable.
that, really uncomfortable, secondhand embarrassment, secondhand tragedy, really. But,
Back to the tragedy thing.
you're like,
right?
oh my God. Yeah, I know, I'm all on it now. But what a creative way to start it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a rom-com started with such a bang. Like, with such a breakup in a way that, like, I think I'll remember that part of the movie
Yeah.
forever.
It's really raw. It's almost disjointed based on what you're seeing is happening.
Yeah.
Which is that Birdie is finding out that her husband has been cheating on her with her best friend. And the audience is kind of laughing, and it's like
Yeah,
it's
really
like a
weird.
Jerry Springer Maury style
100%.
show. So this Tony Post person is like, well, folks, like, and here comes Birdie, and she's about, and it's all very like
Happy-go-lucky, and then, like...
sensationalized.
Yeah.
And she's basically learning that her marriage is over. It's really horrible.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's
There's
done
a
it...
contrast
and
that
it's-
doesn't make sense.
Totally, and it's done in a way where, like, nobody's, like, condolences to her. It's more like, this is factual, this is what's happening. Okay, now scoot off the stage, it's done. Like, it was just so...
Birdie, Connie is your best friend,
She's my best friend.
and she told us that she loves you very much.
Yeah. I love you too.
And the last thing that she wants to do is to hurt you in any way. Connie?
Birdie, Billy and I are having an affair. He doesn't love you anymore. He wants to marry me.
It's like a traveling circus show, and she's the
Yes.
bearded lady, and we're all laughing at her, and like, it's horrible for Birdie, Sandra Bullock's character.
Oh, for sure. Like, I think it was just, I was so taken aback, like, this is how they started the movie. But the movie in general, because that's really what you're asking me.
Yeah.
Total 90s movie.
Yeah.
But like you said, disjointed, and I found it was disjointed throughout the movie, I think. Like, the flow for it wasn't perfect for me. I really liked the movie, though. I think it was because we've been doing so many modern day rom-coms and we threw it back to the 90s. It was kind of nice to get a different pace. That's exactly what it is. It's a different pace of a movie.
I think it kind of plods along at times. Listen, I think the only reason this movie is not horrible is because I've realized doing this podcast, I'm convinced Sandra Bullock has never made a bad movie. I'm even eyeing All About Steve. Remember that? That might be the only exception.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not going to now.
we'll have to rewatch it because it
Oh,
might
okay.
be the only bad Sandra Bullock movie. I thought the story for this was good, not great. Harry Connick Jr. was
I liked
fine.
the story.
It was okay, I thought. I kind of wish we had a little bit more of that, like, powerful, swoon-worthy moment between, like, Harry Connick Jr. and Sandra Bullock. I thought Gina Rowlands as the Sage Mothery character is pretty solid. She's always pretty solid, but I think you could interchange any of those other characters, like Bernice, with a different actor or actress. This movie's kind of the same. I think if you change the actress who plays Birdie, from Sandra Bullock, I don't really think anybody else could do it the same. I think, like, Julia Roberts, maybe, but she had a character that was, like, super dynamic. She's a mother, gets cheated on, picks up her life, is back in her hometown. I think we all know the feeling of, like, seeing someone from high school for the first time in 10 years, and you're like, oh my God, please don't say hi to me. Please don't say hi. Oh, hi. Like, there's just a lot happening in this movie, and with her, or without her, and with, like, a lesser actress, I think that person would just, like, drown in it. I don't know if they could, like, do it. Drown in it. Hope floats. Get it? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we don't really find out what hope floats the whole entire movie is about until the very end.
They say it at
literally the end of the movie as
Yeah.
the credits are rolling. You don't think somebody like Reese Witherspoon could play it? Like, I think she could be in that role to play Birdie.
I think Reese is close. I don't know, like Sandra Bullock and Julia Roberts have a lot of like depth.
You say Julia Roberts now, and I see Julia Roberts in that role.
Mhm.
I liked the movie. I did, because it was nice and refreshing. So like you said, she, on national television, essentially gets dumped. Like, let's be honest, Bill has left her. Like, they are really not married anymore. I mean, they're technically married under law and whatnot, but really, Bill has pieced out on her. But what a way to bring out the dirty laundry.
Have you been sleeping with him?
Well, yeah. Actually, Connie told us that she had sex with your husband, Bill, in your home on your living room floor.
So yeah, she leaves Bill, moves back to her hometown, and in a great car. We used to have that car in the great car she drives. We used to have that one in
Oh,
Green.
really?
Yep. Also, fun fact, she was the queen of corn 3 years running. That's what she says on the way there. But yeah, we meet Ramona, who's Birdie's mom, who's also, is she the taxidermist or was her father the taxidermist?
I think she's the taxidermist.
She is, yeah. She makes these stuffed cats that she calls scaredy cats, which are absolutely terrifying.
They're horrible.
They're awful. We have taxidermy fish at our cottage, actually. And
See, at a cottage is different, though. I'm assuming I'm going to see some stuff at a cottage.
yeah, but
In
it's
somebody's just random house,
it's not appealing, though, in any way, shape, or form. Like, to have...
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
dead fish up on
like you don't
stuffed
think so?
fish. No, like I don't. It's weird.
Well, especially because that is like a fishing camp, so I feel like
Yeah, I would rather run into that on the wall than we used to have on the wall these really creepy pictures of clowns.
Wait, where?
At the cottage.
What? Why?
They're not on there now.
Why
They're not
would
up
you
there
have
now.
sorry
I don't
pictures
know.
of clowns?
Yeah, like pictures of clowns. I don't know why. I
What
just
are you
thought of that
saying
as
right
I was
now?
saying the taxidermy thing. I realized I would rather run into that in the middle of the night trying to go to the bathroom than the pictures of clowns.
So we were just making fun of Ramona's taxidermy cats. And
Yes.
Sarah's like, I used to
Yep.
at our cottage.
Mm-hmm.
Clowns.
Our family cottage. Yep.
Okay, what are like the top worst things, decor items that you can have in a house?
Clowns.
I think pictures of clowns and stuff is pretty high up
I
there.
actually, now that I think about it, I think it would be clowns and then scaredy cats. No, it would be clowns, other taxidermy fish, and scaredy cats.
Miscellaneous. So your childhood camp had previously two of the three worst things
Yes.
that you can have in it. Okay.
I think so. What do you think?
I mean, clowns is pretty.
Yeah.
No. Worse than clowns is like those old porcelain dolls.
Oh, yes.
Those are pretty bad,
Oh, yeah,
too.
those are really creepy. There were none
With
of those
the
there.
eyes.
Yeah,
the eyes
yeah,
get me.
the eyes.
Those
They
are
follow you around the room.
You didn't have those at camp.
No,
did
we
you?
didn't.
Okay, good.
We didn't. I did used to own some when I was a kid, though.
What happened to them?
I think they were sold.
Oh, to possess another child at some other house. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Great.
Brings me back Chucky memories.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm getting at.
All right.
God.
Sorry, that totally went off course, but I needed to talk about the clown photos.
Dude, thank you for sharing it with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Whose decision was that? Was that like your grandparents? I'm
That was
assuming?
my grandparents. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm really wondering now where they came from. Maybe they were just there.
What? Like what? Oh my God!
I'm
Don't even
just
say
kidding.
that.
Sorry.
Also, like, what's the thought process? Like, hey, we've got a cottage. You know, there are guns. We're gonna be hunting. There's boats. We're gonna be fishing.
Yeah.
You know what this place needs?
Yeah.
Clowns.
So-
it needs men who are dressed up.
No, yeah, like they were paintings. They were paintings of
Oh,
clowns.
Paintings.
Mhm.
Oh no! You know what
yes.
that means, Sarah? That
What?
means that some relative of
Yes.
yours definitely painted them, because you don't just randomly get paintings of clowns.
No, it's true.
Great Uncle
I don't know.
Bill made clown paintings.
Interestingly, those paintings of the clowns were in the kids' rooms.
Why?
They weren't in any of the adults' rooms.
Oh, clowns are one of those things that, like,
You
who
can-
thought this was a good idea? No child actually likes a clown at first.
No.
That's not a natural,
No.
like, oh, I like that guy.
Devin, most people don't like clowns at all.
Exactly. But, like, collectively, at some point, people thought, hey, like kids are gonna like clowns. Let's make it a thing because clowns
Yeah.
didn't exist for all of eternity. We decided to add clowns to humanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
the origins of clowns.
what's the origin of clowns?
Creepy AF. Okay, so moving on from the creepy scaredy cats. So Bernice is Birdie's daughter, which is really hard with the two B's, I will admit, throughout this movie. And she goes with Birdie when Birdie leaves Bill. She starts at a new school, walks in. I find she's a very precocious, very smart child.
Yeah, precocious.
I have
Nice word.
more to say about Bernice later on. But so far, she's very, very smart. She's very in tune with what's going on. But still a kid, But being the new kid sucks. Having to make new friends again, trying to fit into a world where you grew up in the city and now you're in, a small, small town that really isn't on any map until you get to Texas.
Yeah, they joke about that.
Yeah. I think it's hard going for a lot of people in this movie. Like Birdie's having a hard time adjusting. You have Bernice who's having a hard time adjusting. Ramona, Birdie's mom, just happy-go-lucky, man. Like she just loves life, and I love that.
Yeah, it's a time of change and like evolution for a lot of characters, and it's never like change is always hard. I think they even talk about that a lot in the movie. So it's just a really difficult time for Bernice and Birdie.
Yeah, and then we have Ramona who likes to, stir the pot, and so that evening, she invites Justin Matisse over to help her fix the porch. When in reality, it's just to see Birdie's home. Ooh, Justin, you used to have a crush on her. Look who's home.
Yeah,
typical mother.
Ramona is the typical. She has great advice, but she's also very. I don't want to say presumptuous. But she definitely puts Birdie
Meddling.
in situations where, she meddles, she stirs the pot, she likes to, So we meet Harry Connick Jr.
We do.
He is the love interest in this movie.
This is the re-meet cute.
Hey, Justin.
Well. If it ain't Birdie Calvert.
It's Pruitt. Birdie Pruitt.
Sorry.
You smell just delicious, Justin.
Thanks.
You wearing cologne?
Oh, no, that's a little paint thinner, a little sweat mixed in with it.
Right, because they did know each other from high school. He's wearing jeans.
Yeah.
And like a denim-colored shirt, clean-shaven. He's got the 90s slick-back look.
He totally did have the 90s hair. He had the 90s wear. That rhymed. Didn't even know. And he looked good, though.
Did he? Okay, I've got a question. It's a real question.
Okay.
The question is Harry Connick Jr. good looking?
I think sometimes.
Okay, and that right there, Sarah, is what I'm getting at. I want to make a category of actors.
Oh, wait, though.
Yeah.
He is better looking. He is better looking at any point in time than Kevin Bacon. Ooh, snap. Yes, you agree.
I want to make a category of actors.
All right.
We can make it here collectively right now.
Okay.
He's going to be like the star of this category, but it's the, hey, is that dude good looking? Group of actors.
All right.
It's
Ooh,
people.
This is going to be good.
Well, like we pretend like these guys are good looking. I feel like everybody talks about how good looking they are, but every time I see them, I'm like, is that guy good looking? I don't know. Like, for example, is Sean Penn good looking?
No, I don't think Sean Penn's good looking.
But some people say that he's good looking, Sarah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
Interesting.
Is Robert Pattinson good looking?
Oh, sometimes.
Exactly. Okay. If the answer to this question is sometimes, then they belong as the is that guy good looking?
No,
Group.
Robert Pattinson is good looking
Sometimes, right,
He's
exactly.
not good looking all the time. There's roles that he's played where I'm like, nah, no thanks, I'm good. Or even like photos that have come out and like I'm just like, I don't know, I could take you or leave you.
Okay. Michael Cera.
Oh, poor Michael Cera. Okay, Michael Cera, no.
Oh, okay, come
just,
on now.
He's just so
You're
dorky.
proving my point. He is very dorky.
I am. He's so dorky. And like, it's like, I love me a dork, but sometimes, but I would say more often not.
Okay, more often not. So
Yeah.
maybe he's not even in this group. Maybe he's just not good looking.
Well, that's just my opinion.
Right. Okay. How about Javier Bardem?
Oh.
Eat, Pray, Love with Julia
Yeah,
Roberts.
yeah, no, I know.
He's Spanish.
Okay. Like sometimes when he's clean shaven.
If the answer is sometimes
And short
then
hair.
more words, then he belongs in this group.
Like I'm trying to think.
Is that guy good looking?
He is a really good villain.
Oh, he's a great villain. Jeff Goldblum.
No, I think he's good looking. I don't know why, but I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benicio.
He's 69.
What?
Yeah, he looks so good for 69.
Wow, he does look
yeah,
good for
unreal.
69. You're right. Maybe he belongs in the actually good looking.
Yeah, no,
pile.
he is good looking.
Benicio del Toro.
No.
Oh, he's not good looking.
No, I don't think so.
'Kay.
No, not at all.
And last
That's just
one,
me again.
Last one, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Hundo P.
He is good looking.
Yeah.
Like definitively good looking.
Yeah, no, he's good looking. I think he's really good looking.
Okay.
Did you know that he's the same age as Benicio?
Oh, really? They're the
yes,
same age.
they're the same age.
Good to know.
Yeah, there you go. But yes, no, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is really good looking.
So Robert Pattinson,
Mhm.
Javier Bardem,
Mhm.
Sean Penn,
No.
Harry Connick Jr. Well, Sean Penn, yeah, because he's like,
Well,
sometimes.
some people, I don't find him
Yeah.
attractive at all.
I just think there should be a group of guys who on any given day can be both unattractive and attractive, and we just don't know where they sit in the spectrum of good-lookingness.
So the next little bit is really about them settling in. So, Bernice, I think that same night, kicks out Justin out of the home, makes him leave, saying that he had a skunk and Bertie used to yell, "You stink, Justin Matisse," which I thought was hilarious that Bernice remembered that from
Right.
when they're at home with Bill. And I guess, so clearly, I don't know if Justin broke her heart or something like that,
There was
but
some diary with Justin's name in it.
yeah.
Bernice read it.
They had a
Yeah.
skunk and "You stink, Justin Matisse." Bernice went and told Bill that Bertie was having a really hard time and she was really sad, couldn't get out of bed. And of course, Bertie freaks out at Bernice, which, like, that's hard to take as Bertie. Like, having your kid say that to your ex who literally left you on national television. Like, my feels for Bertie in that scene, I was like, Bernice, yo, girl, like, I know you're like 8, but come on. You seem smart, but I know you're a kid, Like, you got to remember that. You're a kid.
If dad calls, hey, like, how's your mom doing?
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't really get out of bed that much. Like, I could see an 8-year-old kid saying that.
For sure. But I was watching that and I was like, oh, Bernice, come on, Bernice.
There's a lot of conflict between Bertie and Bernice that I think this part of the movie is actually written very well, but it's also the most difficult to watch.
It is. Yeah, I would agree.
Bernice is so young, and her parents are splitting, and she really doesn't know how to deal with all these complex emotions.
Yeah, and I think Bertie's trying to deal with her own emotions, but she doesn't realize that her daughter also needs help dealing with her own emotions.
Yeah.
And luckily, Ramona is there as.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Bertie's mother to help. She really steps in and takes control of helping Bernice and Bertie kind of overcome these feelings and what's next in life. So what's next in life for Bertie? She goes to the employment agency. She tries to get a job, but she doesn't really have any skills since she was a stay-at-home mom because Bill really didn't want her to work. And clearly she was a popular girl and may have been, slightly mean to a few of the other girls at school. And we kind of find this out through this scene. And I think Bertie kind of apologizes in a way that makes it, like, better. It's kind of like, yeah, I was a shitty human to you. And I acknowledge that. I don't know what I did or said, but I'm really sorry.
She's being humbled.
Totally.
Yeah, and some people peak in high school, right? And I think we're learning that maybe that was Bertie. Like, her coming back to town was the talk of the town. Like, oh my God, Bertie's back. But then you realize, like, she's a very broken person. There's not a whole lot going on that's going well for Bertie right now.
Yeah.
It's very humbling.
And so Dot, who runs the employment agency, helps Bertie get a job at the local photo development shop. And on the first day, they talk about the naked photos that they get, scandalous photos. And the guy says, before you give them back to the owner of the scandalous photos, make a copy, put them in this drawer. You can't bring them home, but you can look at them anytime you want. That's weird.
Oh, that's
illegal and weird.
I was gonna say that's a joke that we made in 1998 that we're
Totally.
like, haha, wouldn't that be? And now it's like, oh no, like you get charged for that. That's invasion of privacy. That's horrible.
Yeah, but is it though? Well, no, it is keeping them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you can't keep them.
But I mean, like, you have to develop them. Like in the 90s, we developed film. Like we went to a shop to go and get a roll of film developed. As the pictures were coming out, the person looked at them all to make sure that they weren't blurry or make sure that they weren't completely black or whatever.
Sure.
Like they did go through them.
Mm-hmm.
So it I don't know, it's so weird to me and foreign to me that how we used to develop photos. Like I'm sure, where did people get Scandi photos developed?
By the guy at the Photoshop,
my
and he's gonna keep
God.
one for himself, and it's gonna be really creepy.
So creepy because, like, especially because it's such a small town. Oh, weird. We've come so far. Film is no longer really a thing unless you have something to develop it in your house, or I think there's few and far between places that develop. Anyway, it's crazy to think about. I'm just trying to think if I had anything crazy, but the only crazy thing I think I don't know, we were at camp and I think I took photos of moose. So there you go.
Jeez, we're getting a really
I know, eclectic.
backwoods-ish vision of Sarah here. Just to take pictures of moose, and there were fish on the wall.
Oh my
Before the
God.
fish, it was clowns. What a weird childhood.
This wasn't in my house. Remember that. God. But you know what, though? There were two pictures of the moose, and one of them I remember I think I still have it, was flagged. Like the person developing the photos said, oh, this one's a little blurry. And like they put like a little sticker on it saying, a little blurry or something. So they did go through them all. Wow. You know that they did. So Justin, throughout the movie, asks out Birdie a few times, and every time she kind of declines, saying, oh, like, I'm still married. And she's still very faithful to Bill. Like, I'm not really sure. Throughout this movie, you're kind of like, he left her, and it was clear. She leaves to go to Texas, like, moves complete different states, and, like, they're not together.
They're in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So she's going
Multiple.
north-south right across the country.
And it's kind of like, she says, oh, I'm a married woman. And like, I don't think you're getting back together. Or do you think part of her thinks that they're going to get back together? Like, I don't think so.
I don't think they're getting back together. And that's evidenced by, what's coming up soon, which is a funeral scene. And I think the way that Birdie reacts to that, I think she knows that the relationship is over. I just don't think that she wanted to, I think she's just depressed. She spends all day in bed. She's not really doing much. She's just basically in a lifeboat of her own life, she's just
trying
kind
to
of
stay afloat.
She's just exactly. So I think, Justin trying to, chat with her. Yeah, she says like, oh, I'm a married woman or whatever, but I think she just doesn't want anything.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I think you're probably right. You hit the nail on the head for sure. There's a scene in this movie that reminds me of the movie Matilda. It's when Bernice, she's at school, they're playing volleyball. She hits Big Dolores, which, like, why is her name Big Dolores? With a volleyball, which, I mean, like, sorry, Dolores, you were totally taunting her. And then she goes and hits the ball like you told her to,
right.
And it just lands in your face. I mean, what do you expect? Anyway, after the next day at school, when Dolores is following Bernice and like Bernice is walking out into and all the kids are standing there, it totally reminded me of Matilda. I was like, oh my God, the filming, like the way it was shot, all the kids standing around. I was like, this 100% reminds me of when Matilda's little friend with the pigtails gets thrown by the teacher and thrown in the air. Anyway, it just totally brought me back to Matilda, and I love that movie. My best scene, though.
Okay.
My best scene is when Bernice gets home from school after kind of getting into a very, I guess, 8-year-old fight where Dolores just pushes her.
Yeah.
It ended so quickly, that scene. But the scene where Birdie and Ramona and Travis try to cheer her up by dressing up and dancing in her room, and then they all have a little sing along, and I loved that scene. It was so cute. It was really heartwarming, and you got to see kind of like they're on the up and up, you know, like they're on the part where they're trying to get their stuff together.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, we think. Maybe.
Yes. And side note, Travis is being looked after by Ramona. Travis belongs to Birdie's sister, who is trying to make a go of it in Hollywood, which he himself is a little Hollywooder. He dresses up throughout the movie as a whole bunch of different characters. He's he's like a comedic relief addition to the movie, I found.
It's a strange little addition. I like him.
He is. I liked it, though. So they go to a country night, and it might just be a dance night.
Yeah. So they, as in Justin and Birdie.
Justin and Birdie.
Well,
and
Birdie's there. Justin also happens to be there.
they dance together. They end up at the house he's building, and they end up having sex.
Boom! They did it. But Sarah, you just go right to the sex.
Well, it's just like
Calm
I just
down.
find, like I said, like I find some of these parts in this movie are very piecemeal. Like they're at the country night, and then they go there, and then it's just like heats up so quickly. Like they've been on a few dates at this point, 1 or 2. They went to a movie, and I don't know. It's just like
they had some extremely emotional connection.
yeah,
there.
you liked this. You liked this scene because you thought like the conversation was really, really deep.
Oh, no, I didn't think it was really, really deep.
Okay, sorry, but you liked the conversation.
But I just I thought it was good. You know how I feel about Harry Connick Jr.'s character. I don't know what the deal is with him, but I thought it was good. I thought, okay, we're finally catching some feels.
What?
I want to dance with you.
Justin, I can't.
Excuse us.
Yeah, you really have to listen to the dialogue in this movie because you don't really know much about his character, but you get little snippets of his character from other people, other townspeople. Like actually at that country night, a friend of Birdie's from high school comes over and says, oh yeah, he was in California. He lost his job because he was too slow. Like just little bits and pieces here when that's not really the story. He just didn't love what he was doing. So he came home. But you really don't get a deep dive on any of the characters other than Birdie and Bernice.
Right. You also get the impression that this town loves to chat and everybody has an opinion about everybody. And it's probably a little bit toxic.
It is very toxic. Yeah. So again, Ramona tries one more time to invite Justin over for dinner, and then she says, "Oh wait, with the kids," to leave them, leave the two of them to have dinner together. And of course, Bernice again lurking. She's just lurking in the background. She flips out.
I was gonna say Bernice got progressively more irritable during this movie, and we're kind of hitting the peak now. Bernice is just letting Justin have it. Like she doesn't want another daddy. She doesn't want him to be her daddy. All that kind of stuff. And then, the other side is that Birdie and Justin, they just did it. Yeah. So things are a little uncomfortable during this
totally
during this dinner.
And Birdie made it real awkward. Like she's made it really awkward, right? So much so that after the dinner, Justin just pieces out. He's like, I'm not here for this. Like I don't need to deal with this. Birdie then goes to the local bar. She gets drunk.
Yeah. Has a good time.
Yeah, she does, and tells off that woman.
Yeah, there was an interaction at the photo center before with this woman who is in the town.
Bobby Claire. Yeah, she gets too drunk and basically says, "Oh yeah, all your Scandi photos that I developed, you got a new set of boobs." I loved that. I was like, yeah. You shut that down.
Well, Bobby was the worst. Bobby's pretty crappy.
Yeah, totally making fun of her and saying "Oh yeah, who gets dumped on national television?" So again, you'll see throughout this movie, it kind of has a water effect on the TV screen, and it means I think time has passed. I'm not 100% sure. It's totally a 90s thing.
It's a very 90s, yeah.
I was like, are we going back into the past, or is this fast forwarding? I'm so confused.
Is this the future? What's
but if I'm assuming a few days or a few weeks have passed, and Ramona, I'm assuming, has a heart attack or an aneurysm or something, and she dies.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Birdie and Bernice, we think, are, mending the relationship a little bit. And then, Ramona passes away, and then we jump straight to the funeral.
We do. Where Bill shows up.
Bill shows up to Ramona's funeral.
Yeah, why do you feel the need to show up at that point? To then break Birdie's heart further and tell her the day that her mother's funeral that you want a divorce.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? If I'm playing devil's advocate.
Whoa. How is there a devil's advocate for this conversation?
So I'm assuming Bill has been getting ready to divorce Birdie.
Okay.
Right? He was probably looking for a time to go see her in the next couple weeks to...
For your mother's funeral.
Well, so then Ramona dies, and he's like, well, I guess I'm already here.
That's horrible. No, that is not a situation that is like that. No, that's not the time to do it. No.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just talking it out. You know, that's probably what Bill's thinking.
I'm sure that's what he's thinking, but he's a knob.
Fair enough.
Like,
Fair enough.
Yeah, no.
So mom's funeral, not a good time to...
No, not a good time to talk about.
Just clarifying.
And ask for a divorce and tell her that he's no longer in love with her and that he's in love with Connie and they want to make a real go at it.
Yeah, I think we all knew all those things.
Yes, we knew that as the audience watching the movie.
But he's not supposed to say it yet.
Yeah, he's supposed to not at that point. Anyway.
So Bill and Birdie, they're kind of having it out. They're just yelling at each other.
They are.
He wants a divorce. And Bernice keeps on interjecting during this conversation.
This is annoying, Bernice.
She was starting to be kind of rude to Birdie. Like, Birdie told her, go outside and talk to your dad.
Really rude to Birdie.
Bernice looks at her mom and she's like, don't ruin this for us or whatever. Or, don't ruin this for me. Walks out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was waiting until...
Because I want a divorce, Birdie.
I'm coming with you, Daddy!
Which, is heartbreaking for Birdie, I'm sure, just to watch that. But at the same time, I think Birdie knew that Bill doesn't want to take Bernice anyway, so that who's left to pick up the pieces? Birdie.
This is actually my best scene.
Why is this your best scene?
So, this was an effing traumatic experience,
It was.
Right? So Bernice gathers all her things. Bill starts to leave, and Bernice, with her little thing of luggage,
my God, it was really funny.
is running after her dad, I'm coming with you, Dad. And
Bernice? I'm going with my daddy.
Bernice, what do you think you're doing?
I'm going with you.
Honey, that's impossible.
He opens his trunk to put his luggage in. She throws hers in. He takes it out.
Connie and I, we need this time to ourselves to try to make a go of it. Then I'll come back for you. I promise. I promise. Now go on inside, please.
It's really effing horrible. But it had to happen. Yes. I like this scene because I thought the Bernice storyline was really wearing on me.
It was.
Oh, this kid's just a shit to her mom.
Yes.
Her mom's trying to figure her life out. Yeah, so I'm okay, we just need... Is it horrible that I like this scene? Because I'm shut the F up, Bernice.
No,
Your dad doesn't want you.
I think... Oh, my God.
Is that bad?
Wow,
Am I horrible?
Let's lay it out. I mean, I don't think... I don't think...
We had to rip the Band-Aid off.
Like the scene, but yes, you had to rip the Band-Aid off because the only way for Bernice to...
accept what's
going on and to move on with a relationship with her mother at the age of 8, my God, was to realize that her dad didn't want to take her. When he says to his daughter, which is awful, I'm sorry I can't take you right now, me and Connie really want to make a go of it. I'm you can't take your daughter. What a way to leave your daughter with your wife, because she's the mother? Why can't you take her?
Yeah. Also, Bernice kind of sucked. So now it's and now we're figuring it out, Bernice.
Totally.
Come on.
I mean, I have a few things here that really annoyed me about this movie. So what time period was this movie set in? Because sometimes I'm okay, this is late 80s or 90s for sure.
Well, photo development would say 90s.
I would say 90s.
They are color photos.
Yes. So, okay, so the 90s. And then you have Travis who's sitting on the porch talking to Justin, all while Birdie and Bill are having this argument in the background.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And Travis was being taken care of by Ramona, who passed away. And so now what happens to him? Because his mother's in Hollywood trying to make a career, which from what we know through the grapevine isn't overly successful.
Sure.
And he's sitting there being like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. And he's also probably around 8. She sends a telegram. Who sends a telegram? Call. Why is she sending a telegram? That's why it threw me off. I was like, what period of this movie is set in?
But Justin Matisse does say, he's like, wow, Travis, you got a telegram. I've never gotten one of those. I thought that's so cool.
I know. Okay, so the 4 things that really irk me about this movie.
Was that not the one?
That is one of them.
Okay.
The fact that his mother leaves her son with Ramona to raise, which is absurd. Bernice thinks that her dad left them because it's her mother's fault.
Yeah, she thinks it's Birdie's fault.
Bill gaslights the heck out of Birdie constantly because
does.
it's all Birdie's fault.
Yep.
And Bernice is a brat. There you go. Those are my 4.
So, like, am I the worst that I
No.
enjoyed that scene?
Okay, you didn't enjoy it. Don't say you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a little bit, though.
That's where it gets, like, not okay.
A little bit weird? Okay.
You shouldn't like that scene. It was powerful.
It was a necessary scene that had to happen, and I was just so annoyed with Bernice by that point of the movie. I'm like, yeah, see? God, your mother's good shit. Go back with your effing God.
Oh, my God.
Bill sucks. Why do you want to be with him?
It was impactful, right?
It was cathartic, maybe, watching, like, I don't know.
Well,
Anyway.
like you said, those scenes were really hard to watch because you could see how shattering they were to Birdie and how mean Bernice was to her mom.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, just think about it. If she's 8, she hasn't hit hormones yet.
Bernice is going to be the worst.
Anyway, we get to the good part. The good ending. The great ending. I actually really liked this ending. I thought this was really cool.
So eventually Bernice and Birdie, they have, they finally mend the relationship. There's the really, really cute, cheesy moment.
Love it.
With Justin and Birdie. So Birdie's now kind of mended things, and she's at the photo shop. And there was the storyline with Bobby Claire's photos, how the machine ate them up or whatever, and they didn't come out right.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Birdie is at the place, and there's a set of photos that are coming out wrong, and she's like, oh, no, not again. But it's really just like 10 blank photos, and then a photo of Justin Matisse.
Why do you say
And he's
that?
by his truck, wearing his cowboy hat, and it's so, dude, this is so cheesy.
Okay, he's good looking in this scene.
So I've got a question. Did they take that photograph from the exact point of view that Birdie, like, did they take it from the front of the
front
photo
of the
shop?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Because literally, she's looking at the photo, she looks up, and
Yeah.
Justin Matisse is in the
God,
exact
I
same
can't
position in
handle
front of
you.
his truck with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those, it's back to what I was talking about a few episodes ago, where, like, something can be cheesy, like, really uncomfortably cheesy, and I love it because it just works.
Oh, totally.
This one, and this goes back to the difference in the cheese.
Okay,
Sarah.
okay, but do we like this?
I do like this.
Okay, I liked this too, so it would be a high rating of cheese.
Right, that's a good cheese.
It's a good cheese.
That's a lot of cheese,
Okay.
but it's good quality cheese. Okay? Dress up montages most of the time. That's a high quantity of cheese, low quality of cheese. So I rank
so
that
it's the
lower.
quality of
oh,
cheese.
I rank the quality of
no,
cheese.
see, I rate the quantity of cheese.
Oh, see, I rank both quantity and quality because you
Whatever.
can have a movie with a low amount of cheese, but the cheese that you get is high quality. That's some
oh my
good
God,
ass cheese
I can't.
there.
I can't.
And then and then we get like a little fast forward in time, we think, to a fair that's happening in Smithville, Texas. And Bernice is starting to warm up to Justin. She even makes the joke. She's like, "Mom, are you gonna marry Justin?" And Birdie's like, "I don't know if I'm gonna get married in a while. What's wrong? Do you not want me to get married?" And Bernice says, "No, not really. Like, I don't. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't want to be Bernice Matisse," which is hilarious.
Which is so funny.
And then we get a nice voiceover from Sandra Bullock. I actually like this line. She says, talking about the difference between her mom and things she's heard, because there is the childhood is the best time of your life. There's that thought process, or childhood is the time you spend the rest of your life trying to overcome. That was her mom's advice. Beginnings are hard, endings are difficult, but the middle is what's the most important. Something like that.
Yeah, no, I liked that too.
What do you think?
And that's why the movie's called Hope Floats because it's just like there's a line in there about how hope floats.
You just got to give time for hope to float.
Yeah, and it was good. I liked the ending a lot. I thought the truck with the flowers, cowboy hat, like he was good looking in that scene. The ending was super cute. He picks her up and spins her around. Loved it. It finished. Like it finished things. You knew how things ended. I hate when movies end and you don't know what happens.
Yeah, so now Justin Matisse and Bertie Pruitt are making a go of it. Bernice and her mom are good, and everybody's living happily ever after, we think.
Yes.
Quick facts.
This is the first movie made under Sandra Bullock's own production company, Fortis Films. 2 versions of the song Make You Feel My Love were used in this movie. The first is by Garth Brooks, and the second is by Trisha Yearwood. These 2 recording artists married each other in 2005. This is Forest Whitaker's 3rd movie as a director, and the movie's choreography was by Patsy Swayze, who is Patrick Swayze's mom. The writer of this film, Stephen Rogers, has also written Stepmom with Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon, and only a few years ago wrote I, Tonya, the movie. The iconic song Smile by Charlie Chaplin is played in the background in the first half of the movie, and in the next scene, we see Travis is dressed up as Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, that's funny.
Gina Rollins plays a woman whose husband has Alzheimer's. 6 years later, she would go on to play someone who has Alzheimer's in the movie The Notebook. At the beginning of the movie, when Bertie and Bernice are leaving Chicago to go live with her mother in Texas, the 2 are driving on a freeway. They pass a bus with a billboard on the side that is advertising for the TV show Bertie was just dumped on. The billboard says, "Tony, she'll change your life." Mae Whitman, who plays Bernice, has had several other roles where she's played famous daughters. She played Meg Ryan's daughter in When a Man Loves a Woman and George Clooney's daughter in One Fine Day. She was also in the TV show Parenthood. She has also been in other movies such as The Duff and TV shows like Arrested Development and Good Girls.
Honorable mentions.
Okay, so my honorable mention is Travis.
Okay, the boy.
We didn't talk about him too much in our overall thoughts, but he was the comedic relief, and I loved the fact that throughout the entire movie, every time you saw him, he was dressed in a different costume or doing a different character or something like that. He was just there. Like, it was a very interesting character to add to the script. But I liked him. He was so cute, and I think he helped kind of Bernice adjust in the school portion of things.
Yeah, I think he did as well. My honorable mention is the actress who plays Bernice, Mae Whitman.
Oh.
You talked about her a lot in your quick facts, actually. You kind of said everything I was going to say.
Oh.
In that, who would have thought this little girl would end up to do so much?
I know.
She's in so many things. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which I think we should do, by the way.
Oh, she is.
She's in The Duff, which I think we should do.
I love The Duff.
By the way.
Yeah, that was such a good movie.
But there are other random things. Like, did you know she's the voice of Tinkerbell in a lot of the animated...
No.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Exactly. She's the voice of Batgirl in some, like, DC TV shows.
Oh, wow.
So many random things. She was in Arrested Development.
Yep.
Which I just saw this on TikTok. Hilarious. Like a clip with her. Right after we watched it, actually, I'm like, oh my God, that's that girl.
Your phone was listening to you.
That's Bernice Matisse right there.
Bernice Matisse.
Yeah, so I love her. I think it's one of those, who would have thought that this little girl would end up to do all these random things.
Right. Well, and a lot of times you either see, like, kids who were, I guess, child actors, really, who grow up to be, like, big, kind of like, you know, Drew Barrymore, or they just stop acting.
Yeah.
Completely.
She's kind of been the opposite. Like, she's kind of continued to do a lot of things, but she's never been, like, a superstar. No offense to Mae Whitman.
No, she's really good in Good Girls, though. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, really good. I liked that one.
But she's also, like, she's had a fantastic career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's been on a lot of stuff. If I see her, I'm like, oh, my God, that's so-and-so from The Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What should have been? Okay, so my what should have been is stuck to less side stories happening throughout this movie. There were too many, like, little townspeople who were saying a few lines and then they'd be out of the movie. Like, you know them once and they'd say, like, one line and then they're gone. Too many little stories happening on the side when they could have just focused on the main storyline, and we could have known more about Justin. We could have known more about Ramona. They could have just dove further down into the characters that they had. Rewatchability. My
rewatchability is kind of, there's 2 different numbers that I have. So my rewatchability is chemistry, 3.4, storyline, 3.7, thirst factor is either a 2.2 if you think Harry Connick Jr. is not attractive.
Oh my God.
And a 4 if you think he is attractive.
Okay.
Imagination is a 3.5. Soundtrack is a 2.8. Cheese is a 3.4 for an overall score of either 3.16 or 3.46.
All right. So that's interesting.
Is yours somewhere right in the middle?
So mine is chemistry 3,
Yep.
storyline 2, thirst factor 4, imagination 3, soundtrack 4, cheese 4 for an overall score of 3.33.
Right in the middle there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us. And can I say, like, if you have any other additions to the is that guy good looking group that we're making here, feel free to reach out on Instagram at RomcomRewind. I think we'll also have an email address at some point that you can email us. But I think there's something to that. I think that's pretty good content there, Sarah.
I liked it. It was fun.
This has been the Rom-Com Rewind of Hope Floats. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave some reviews, subscribe, follow, and at Rom-Com Rewind on Instagram and TikTok. Oh, what's our next movie?
Our next movie is Drive Me Crazy with Melissa Joan Hart.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No